Take you from downtown Vancouver and connect all the way with New York City, where we find our good friend Doug MacLean, who is a big cheese with Sportsnet on the Hockey Central panel. We've got a little bit of a delay here, Mac, but we got a couple of questions to throw your way, and I know we've got Habs Rangers to cover, Canucks new GM to cover, but I want to talk to you about a rumor that is going around. Obviously, your former GM of the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, people talking about possibly you and Wayne Gretzky headed to the Washington Capitals. Do tell.
Jody, come on, you know better than that. Do you think I would leave Sportsnet to go to the capital of the free world and work with Wayne Gretzky? Are you kidding me? Not a chance I'd ever leave Sportsnet and Citytv.
You're too much of a big cheese. I love that. Okay, let's dive into the Habs Rangers. You watched it last night. The rookie in net, do you think that was a bad call? Obviously, it looks genius now as the Habs win in overtime.
I was surprised they went with the kid over Budaj, to be quite honest. But look, it looks good right now. Let's not get too carried away. We saw the Gibson experiment in L.A. Anaheim series blow up a little bit at the end of it. You go with kids, you get excited. But look, I got to give this guy credit. He comes in last night, a hostile Madison Square Garden, and he was shaky for the first half of the game. Big rebounds, looking behind him. But I'll tell you what, he was that good in the third period. A couple of great saves on Martin St. Louis, game-saving saves. He looked like he gained a lot of confidence as the game went on. So, hey, Therrien looks like a genius this morning.
He does, doesn't he? You're talking about those big rebounds. There's no question about that. Do we know what the status is on Carey Price? Do you think he's done, or?
Right now, Carey Price is done for the rest of the season, from what I've heard. I mean, you see him walking around. He's here in New York with the team, with a knee brace on. It's Tokarski or bust, as far as I'm concerned. And, hey, you got to say last night could be a big boost for him, but it's not over yet. A long way to go.
Indeed, it is not over yet. The Rangers up 2-1 in this series, and a lot of Vancouver Canucks fans are watching this series very closely because of who is behind the bench for the New York Rangers. What are you seeing when it comes to Alain Vigneault playing deep into the postseason?
Well, look, he's done a good job. I mean, it was a refreshing situation when he took over from the last coach. I'm not sure where the last guy went. He left New York, but did he end up in Vancouver maybe for a short period of time? Anyway, Vigneault's done a nice job. The players like playing for him. It's refreshing. He's got them playing a quick game, a fast game. He's got some pretty good talent. You look at Girardi, McDonough, Stahl, pretty good big three. And then when you got a guy by the name of Lundqvist in goal, it gives you a pretty good chance. As people say, tell me a good coach, and I say, well, tell me who his goalie is. Vigneault's done a good job here. Okay,
well, that easily segues into the Vancouver Canucks situation. Today's the day that Trevor Linden will officially introduce Jim Benning as the general manager of the Vancouver Canucks. These two reunited. They played together on our team here out in Vancouver when Trevor was a rookie. What do you think is going to happen here with Benning's inclusion into this group?
Well, I think it's an interesting pick. I mean, people have said it was a good fit from day one. Jimmy's a guy that's paid his dues. He's worked hard for the Buffalo organization. He's been a guy that's been in the trenches. He's a good scout. I think with Trevor wanting to be heavily involved in hockey operations, wants to put his fingerprints all over it, I think Jimmy's a great second guy. I think he's a guy that'll work the trenches, good scout. He's had a good background in Boston, picking up some free agents, some good drafts. I really like the fit. I like Jim Benning a lot, and I hope it works out really well for the Canucks. They've got a tough job ahead of them. There's no doubt about that.
What do you think on a coaching front for the Canucks? What's the next domino?
Really interesting. I know Trotzy spent some time in Washington. Trotzy will interview, obviously, in Carolina. I know he's talked to Vancouver. I'm hearing a name like Willie Desjardins, maybe a guy that, you know, there's a history from Medicine Hat where he coached. And, you know, it wouldn't surprise me they'll go with that type of guy, the total opposite of the guy that was there last time. You couldn't find two better guys in the game than Barry Trotz, Willie Desjardins. I think it's going to be somebody like that. I don't see Trotz ending up there. I see him more as a Carolina, Washington situation. But it's wide open in Vancouver. They'll have some good. They've some good choices, but I think it'll catch us off guard.
Sportsnet Hockey Central guru right there, Doug MacLean, giving you his opinions on all things NHL currently. Thanks very much, Mac. We appreciate it.